Welcome to this week's edition of the Fordham Roundup with the men's soccer team and head coach Jim McElderry. Jim, finally get to play a home game this coming Friday. The team did pretty well for those first 6 road games, 3-1 and 2, getting those big key late goals to come away with results. How do you gauge how your team did through those first 6 road games and now coming home?
Yeah, it's been a long ride. I think we've not only playing 6 games on the road, but all the games have been very emotional. You know, we've played in 4 overtime games, and then last night's game being decided in the last 30 seconds of the game. So there's no time to relax. There's no time to take your foot off the gas at all during any of these games. So not only traveling is difficult, but also the emotion of the game. So hopefully that will help us down the road as we know. All these conference games are decided by 1 goal oftentimes, so hopefully this experience helps us in the weeks and the month ahead.
You mentioned going to overtime a bunch right now. Your average length of game time is almost 100 minutes, so it's almost a full extra 10 minutes. How important has it been for the team to get those recovery sessions to kind of come back from playing all those extra minutes early on this season?
Yeah, it's a big challenge. You know, I think we've got guys playing important positions and a lot of minutes, a couple of guys struggling with injuries here and there. That the recovery part of it is something that many of the players have to learn how to deal with these minutes, and as you said, these overtime games, it only seems like 20 minutes or 10 minutes per game, but yeah, start adding those up, and over a season it's a lot. So our guys have managed it well. They take care of themselves. They take it very seriously. So so far so good on all that stuff, but we'll also need players to step up that sometimes they don't play any minutes in a game, and the next game they may play 60 minutes. So we're going to need that, and I know we've got some players on our team that are ready to step in.
You guys start a little mini 4-game homestand with Columbia on Friday, Seton Hall next Tuesday. What do you look for? Obviously, Columbia, always a very difficult opponent, tough team, NCAA team. What are you hoping for as you head into that game on Friday?
Yeah, as you said, I know it's going to be a tough game. Whenever we play Columbia, it doesn't seem to matter who's at home. You know, it just ends up being a tight game. They're off to a good start again. But really, it's about us. You know, how can we continue to get better? We need to get better if we want to have success in our conference. So it's just another game where we play a quality opponent. We get tested in different ways, as we did last night with Manhattan. It'll be the same with Columbia. You know, every game's a little bit different, but we're getting tested and again, trying to figure out what the best kind of situations for players are with this group, because as we've spoken about before, with so many new faces, we're still working on it, and as guys get injured and banged up, guys may have to move and take on different roles. So it's just another opportunity to play a good team, really get tested. There's no hiding out there when you play a Columbia, so look forward to it and see how our guys can step up.
Last thing is the team has shown a lot of character over these first 6 games. Obviously, you mentioned the tight games, but scoring late, getting those game-tying goals, scoring in overtime to get wins. Jurgen Oland has been a big part of that as that road stretch kind of finished up. What does that say to you early on this season, that of the resiliency of this team, going forward?
Yeah, I think it's a quality that you try to foster in teams, but a lot of it's the personality of the players and then the personality of the group. And they've shown a lot of strength and been able to deal with adversity. Last night's game was difficult in that Manhattan scored so late. There really was no time to chase it after that. I think if the team's mentality right now is if there's a bit of time left, we've got a chance. Last night there just was no time left, really. So I think we've got a good personality among the group. We've got a lot of guys that are willing to put their body on the line and do whatever they need to do to give our team a chance to win. But hopefully we can start doing things even a little bit better during regulation, where we can score some goals. We've created a lot of good opportunities, but can we capitalize on them? That's where we're struggling a little bit to maybe really take advantage of the opportunities that we work so hard for.
All right, well, best of luck on Friday against Columbia.
Thanks, Scott.
Here with our player interview with defender Vincenzo Zuccala. Chenzo, coming into this week, came in undefeated. Tough loss last night against Manhattan, but you finally get to play that first home game. How much is the team looking forward to that first home game on Friday against Columbia?
We're coming off our first 6 matches being on the road. I think we did pretty well with our road games, but I mean, it is tiring traveling, so I think we're excited to just not finally get on a bus before a game and maybe have a home crowd to support us in the back in the tough moments, because as you've seen, our games can go to the last 30 seconds of the game or even overtime. So having that crowd and being home will, I think, definitely help us.
What has that been like, having the last couple games where, again, it's into the final 5 minutes, game still tied or trailing by one? You've gotten those late game tying goals. Jurgen's come up big late in games, and again, the game against Manhattan, the only goal of the game comes in that last minute. What does that say about the resiliency of this team that, again, it's not over until that final horn goes?
I mean, I think it's a big quality for us, honestly. We kind of have an experienced group, an older group, and unlike most teams, we're okay going into those final seconds and even overtime. And we know that if it does get to those later stages, we can outplay teams and outwork teams. Manhattan was just tough. I think we switched off for a second, which is unlike us, but it will happen. Nothing's perfect, but it's good to kind of humble us and see where we need to make some more changes. But it's a good quality for us, and we're not scared to be in those moments at all.
You guys start this home schedule, couple of local games, Columbia on Friday, and then you got Seton Hall right at the beginning, and next week on Tuesday. What does it mean to play against those local teams and, again, try to get bragging rights for this New York City metro area, playing against teams like that?
I think it adds another dynamic just to the game, exciting one. It's kind of like a derby match, We're excited to kind of hold our ground, especially at home and against Columbia. And it kind of gives another factor for the team to, be good, have some quality to it, and make sure that we try to get 3 points or at least a tie, and kind of come away with some rights that we can say that this is our town or our city.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Vincenzo, and good luck this Friday.
Thank you.
That'll do it for this week's edition of the Fordham Ram Roundup. Special thanks to Jim McElderry and Vincenzo Zuccala for joining us. Fordham men's soccer opens their home season on Friday, September the 21st against Columbia, 7 o'clock start. Game can be seen on ESPN+. And then next Tuesday against Seton Hall, also a 7 o'clock start, also on ESPN+. If you can't watch the game or can't get here to Jack Coffey Field, follow on Twitter at Fordham Soccer. As always, you can get all the links on FordhamSports.com. For the Fordham Ram Roundup, I'm Scott Kwiatkowski. We'll see you next time.